at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. Let's make some noise.
Oh, and it's
Wait,
gonna
he jumped
be
into it.
Corner judges confirm 1, 2, yeah, he needs more. And
They're doing even more here. You gotta touch the point. Mr. College walks it in. Toy Boy is gonna drop
Knife him.
right out in front.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, running.
https://twitter.com/septilence. Don't put that in, I'll get in trouble. So that's worth it. Did I get too close to the camera on that one? A little bit too close? Should I back up a little bit? Okay, sorry about that. My bad. I've been awake for probably close to 32 hours. Like, I have to hold my keyboard the normal way, because if I do it, I feel like I have arthritis if I hold my keyboard like that. It blows my mind. I can never do that. This guy right here, he's got his keyboard off at an angle. His isn't that extreme. There's a kid all the way down on the far end who has his keyboard all the way at a horizontal.
That's really cool.
They're gonna be at that table right over there.
Public information?
Oh, I don't know. This isn't live, so it doesn't matter.
It's not live, but you and I know.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not gonna tweet it.
Awesome. What game do you play?
Smash Bros.
Who do you play? Is it embarrassing? Is it like Villager?
Yeah.
Is it Villager? Am I spot on? Oh my god. Is it the Ice Climbers?
No.
Is it Game & Watch?
No.
Is it Pichu?
No.
Is it Wario?
No.
I can keep going. I think I can name every character in the game. Is it, did I say the Ice Climbers already?
Yeah, you said them.
Is it them?
No.
Is it them a second time?
No.
Okay, alright. Oh, is it one of the Links?
Yes, it is.
Is it Toon Link?
It is.
Oh, that is pretty embarrassing. That is rough. Who do you play?
I'll give you $20 if you guess correctly right now.
First try?
First try.
Give me a single hint.
It's an obscure character.
Obscure character.
Not played very often.
Is it Wii Fit Trainer?
Oh my god!
I'm the interviewer for a reason, baby. I do what I do. I don't need the money. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. So Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and I forgot already. Are you all lying to me? Am I being gaslit? No. Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and you told me already. Oh, Toon Link. Yep. Where's my main support at? Who are we playing this weekend?
A lot of Brig.
A lot of Brig, really?
Brig Lucio, probably.
Brig Lucio, really? I shouldn't say that too loud. I don't want to give all your strategies. It's over-under?
What do you mean over-under?
Like, do we think we're going to podium? Do we think we're going to come in last place?
Not last place.
Not last place.
Certainly not last.
What about 5th place?
That's doable.
That's doable? That's winnable? 3rd place?
Third place.
That's where things get dicey?
That's very doable.
Okay.
First place? That's very doable.
First place, very doable. Love it. That's the mindset. That's what he loves to hear. Yeah. Oh my god. Hold on. Cut the cameras. Well, who are you? Hello. Oh my god. I saw you earlier. I saw the back of your shirt. And I was like, I know that name. I know him. It's a quick play game. They Q-snapped each other at land. I thought it was a scrim. It's just unlucky. Are you actually a Villager player?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Villager being notably worse in Smash Ultimate than they were in Smash 4?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know? You never played Smash 4?
No.
Oh, that's all right. Nobody's gonna hold that against you. Yeah, who do you play?
I play Robin.
Okay, wow. Did you know Robin has the lowest pick rate in the game?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Come on, the LEDs, it looks just like Samus.
Huh?
Do you disagree?
I guess I can see
The
it.
Samus vibe. Show the controller to the camera. We're interviewing. This is recording, by the way. Surprise. Who do you play?
We're at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. Let's make some noise.
Oh, and it's
Wait, he
gonna
jumped
be
into it.
Corner judges confirm 1, 2, yeah, he needs more. And
They're doing even more here. You gotta touch the point. Mr. College walks it in. Toy Boy is gonna drop
Knife him.
right out in front.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, running.
Welcome back, everyone. Day 2 underway here. Very, very excited to bring you the finals of this qualifier. The Air Force as well as the Army are going up against each other here in a best of 3 to figure out who will be making that bid into the big tournament coming up here in May I'm very, very excited to be here. My name is Orbital. With me is Hail Monkey Man. How you doing today, man?
You know, we had an awesome day number 1 for this inaugural Surface Academy qualifier. And of course, being in the booth alongside yourself is always super fun. But being out there with these Surface Academies, this has been so cool. Esports driven by, you know, collegiate atmosphere, the professionals, but as well as our servicemen that are out there being able to fight the good fight, as well as provide ourselves some great competition.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much to everyone that is tuning in, as well as our sponsors coming in to you by Zip Chair and Dream Seat. Again, for those that are interested in getting a new seat for themselves, go ahead and check them out at zipchair.com and elevate your gaming chair today. I know, good Lord, that I need it sometimes because, I mean, I'm sitting up horrible positions and everything, but that is not why you are here. You are here for the CECC Service Academy qualifier. And once again, just to remind you, the big event coming up in just a few weeks, the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup Finals will be held in May, and that is going to be so much fun. Now getting into it, we are having a little bit of a run back from our first match of the day yesterday. Very, very excited to see Army West Point looking like the kings here, 4-0 in a very, I would almost say, uncontested first 3 games, and into that 4th game was a little bit spicy, of course, over there against the Naval Academy. But I mean, they're looking strong with one person specifically at the helm.
Oh yeah, the tip of the spear of this mighty Black Knight attack, and it is mid-police. It's 91, 40, and 22. That's their KDA spread over the course of 4 maps. 25 first bloods with an average combat score of 325. That's a 2.3 KD across 77 rounds. They guarantee they're taking someone off the field and maybe even more per round, and they're the one that's often initiating for their squad. So that is one heck of a stat gain throughout just 4 maps of play in Valorant. But they are gonna be facing against an Air Force group that did be able to rebound against the midshipmen of Navy, and they took care of it with only giving up 10 rounds. So a great improvement by them, and they've decided to take some of those lessons learned and some of the maps they did very well with into our map pool today.
Yeah, and my question to you, especially since we are seeing it's something that's quite interesting. You don't see it too often, but you do see it in maybe double elimination brackets or from season to season, but it's very rare that you get it back to back, is a situation where a team has played against each other once already, but now they get a chance at a rematch directly behind them. You know, like I said, double elimination sometimes breeds that, but it's on 2 brand new maps. We are going to go ahead and take a look here. It is going to be Split, Ascent, and if we get the chance, into Haven. I mean, Hail Monkey Man, this is going to be a brand new set, and I'm very, very excited to see what the Air Force has. I mean, as they have bounced back, do you think they've also gleaned some information about some ways to kind of beat down Army West Point's weak points?
They've seen that Army is driven through just a momentous burst for whenever they want to execute on Decide. They know that they took too long. Honestly, I mean, I'm not saying that it would have gone any differently, but when they played that first map of Pearl against Army in the very first series of the day, they looked apprehensive about being able to go forward, and they just wanted so much intel, and yet their composition didn't play for it. As they picked Split today, that was the one they went 13-4 against the Navy, and that was all about control, being able to really force those contests around some hard corner points, and maybe they think that that can be able to permeate into today to slow down the Army. And this map pool, I mean, we were talking about in the green room, it, I think, plays to the favor of Air Force trying to level this one out, because Army did struggle a bit to put Navy away, as it went, I think, 13-8. That was the longest series of the day, or rather, the longest map of the day throughout all of our series. So I think this one plays great favor. If we do make it to Haven, that was one where the Air Force started off fairly well. I think we went 5-7 split between them, but their defense just kind of evaporated at the heat that the Army was bringing. So stop the ground and pound and be able to get the anti-personnel for that 8-10 Warthog out there and maybe just lay them to rest.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions on the table, and also for Army West Point, we do have to see if, you know, on the opposite side, if they're rattled, right? We talked about Air Force and how much they have to improve. At the same time, for Army West Point, we have to say, okay, are they actually rattled from having a close game? Now, granted, players should not be, I want to say, unknown to the fact of close games. I'm sure many of them have overtimes under their belts and everything of the sort, but it is that question of how exactly do you feel after having that close of a game and knowing that the Air Force has definitely started to kind of suss that out as well, and it's all about adaptation. So I'm very, very interested to see. We do get to see some of that hovering there. Air Force showing off some funny hovers. We saw, I think it was a Neon. We also saw the Gecko in there. I'm amazed we haven't seen a Yoru hover. Good Lord, we could see anything. Please do this. That would be, that, You know, I saw it. I was gonna laugh, and at the same time, I was like, "Oh boy."
Yeah, I won't doubt that we're going to see at least well, actually, yeah, there's the Sage that was very good about being that measuring stick in mid whenever they were facing against Navy. I would think that this Killjoy is going to stick as well. Opposite of that, we had Vibin on Cypher in map number 1 on Pearl, and they were basically nigh impenetrable on their defense. That is something that they're going to have to find. Opposite of that, as a starting attack point, this is the same side that Air Force did start with when they did split against Navy. Vibin will be on that Cypher. The burst from mid police on on Raze is gonna have to be tested, and that's against a Nervy. That was the duelist diff that came in of those dueling jets, and it was very much mid police that came out the better. A Nervy has to be able to find their nerve, hold it today, be strong from the start, because if you're the Air Force, you cannot start off on your back foot. And Army's gonna try and run it down. Whenever we saw them on attack orbital yesterday, it was just get to sight, lay people out, and be able to get that bomb down.
They also weren't sneaky about it, right?
No.
I think that's the other point that we have to make. There was no sneaking around for Army West Point. It is militant, to say the least. This isn't guerrilla warfare. This is not, you know, dip and duck and try and find some ridiculous counter rotates or the fake rotates, you know, and send a sneaker all the way back or anything like that. It was just plain good entries, by the book, well practiced, well honed. And yes, sometimes there was a default and with the lurk outside, but their game plan, it always feels like it can be read at least 3 to 4 seconds ahead of time, and it's very hard to stop. So I'm interested to see if they can do that here on the side of the Air Force. I mean, you got to do some recon here. You got to get some information laid out, and once again, you are working with a pretty standardized comp, Dr. Nuke on that Killjoy, and that one I feel is going to be very, very nice. Once again, Killjoy is one of my favorites outside of Harbor. I love the fact that the Killjoys are able to really lay down a large area of just safety, right? So I want to see what they can do here as we're into round number 1.
It's the difference of playing to your strengths. Right now, both of these agencies are built around their main attack or defending role. You have a double initiator for the Army West Point Black Knights, and then you have Air Force with a double sentinel, and they're just trying to make a work of that, as you don't have all of your util kit into this first round. It is pistol round, so it's just basically a heat check to see who's ready on the day. Vibin, I love that cam placement, as you're able to see everything running from out of screens. And Vibin was one of those sole players that was actually there for some of that lurk. And now they have to take on 1, make it 2. They get an extra dink. Ooh. Slides, though, is going to slide on by. Mid Police is looking to try and go up there with a right click, and they're able to gun him down. And this leaves a 1v, well, make it none v4. As West Point, you're talking about it, they are not sneaky. They simply run at sight, and I expect them to do that pretty often because they are running along that Breach Sky combo here on Split.
Yeah, it's a nasty entry, right? You are just, all right, we're good. No worries whatsoever. And again, this is what we expect. Army West Point, they did it in their second series, and it's one of the hardest shifts I think I've seen out of a team, right? They just flip a switch. If they know they can win gun duels, if they know that the opponent is weak to these frontal assaults and they're not good at reorganizing, redirecting their own aggression, it becomes a painful lesson for the opponent, right? Air Force are now realizing this as well, and they have to be quick to adapt. Naval Academy did this in game number 2 in about, I want to say, 6 or 7 rounds. Well, right now, though, these first 2 rounds are breaking down exactly like we saw in the previous series.
Just a heat up placement. Thesong's able to get 1, but that's actually going to be a great trade. They do at least put a Spectre on the ground, and Slides is stuck in a familiar situation. A little bit of a, well, hey, I'm going to shoot this this wood paneling because I hate the feng shui of this room. But otherwise, into a 1v4 that is nigh impossible for them to be able to win with a classic in hand. All the laser sights. Just a little poke. The jiggle peek, they're going to have to just let this one run out. And Slides, they're not going to waste any extra util. Just waiting to see if anyone will triple swing them, but they're just going to back off. Any extra damage maybe to the shields? Hey, that's a good look for me. But yeah, just going to run at the bomb. They're going to have to die to this second round. They're dancing. Embrace thine fate.
I like it. You knew that you just, really, it's what do you not give over to Army West Point that round? And one of those was an extra kill orb, right? I can appreciate that. You weren't going to save anything. You knew what was going to happen. And you're having a joy with it. Now you get that chance, right? Vibin is the only one that is sitting on that ghost. I wouldn't be opposed to buying up a little extra, but this is one Air Force do drastically need to win. This is now the default setup for the Army West Point. Once again, they are good on the standards. They do very, very well, just kind of honing their own skills and honing their own practice here. So, of course, they're going to light this up in mid once again, break that wall, which we saw, I think it was Naval, do this all the time. So, Army West Point, this is a very usual, it's a very common setup. And now they're going to try and play it out, see if they can get the first frag.
And look who they're already operating behind. It's mid police that's going to be body checking. Anyone that's going to hang out behind these ice bricks or maybe even just up top long, they're going to give it to the Pathfinder. And that's a bunch of util dump. You saw the paint shells, you saw the slow orbs, the wall, and the Pathfinder all come out. Vibin, they're also into this 1-4 split. They're that player that opens up extra space for Army to kind of run over to as a necessary option. But again, this is the buy-up round for the Air Force. They better be making the best use of all these Phantoms. Now, they do have just light shields into the Spectre buy, but it looks like they are setting up into a wall to be able to hit that B. They use that Cosmic Divide, which they already have in round number 3. But that's a great spray down by Michael Hearn. They're trying to be able to find another one, but they're laid down, and that's going to be a gun upgrade with the plank coming through. Oh!
Feels so good, and just like that, the plant is down and time is ticking. Air Force figure out exactly what they want to do, and Raisuku says, yeah, we'll take that one. You know what? We learned a little bit. They look a little bit happy, but Vibin says, I got a little bit more. No gun actually in hand, and so Nervy gets that kill orb. Solid play here from the Air Force, but they did lose a handed 3. That one we'll definitely see going into round 4.
Yeah, that's going to be only 2 guns retained of the, I think the 4 or the 5 that were bought. I think that one had a Spectre, so an expensive rebuy situation for the Air Force as they, again, in their opening rounds against the Army, we saw them stuck in the cycle of suck and suffering when it came to their economy. And on this one right now, it's a difference of light shields, and they're going to try and maintain at least a couple with rifle buy-ups if we have the hero rifle duo behind that going to the next, but they're hoping to find good aim into this one. We've already seen the ult economy play in favor of the Black Knights. They're gonna drop this wall. This was happening all the time. This is the most expensive wall ever because it just goes up and comes down so quick.
It's so expensive. It's so mean. It's so mean. Why would you do that? Oh man, I'm reminded of South Park all over again. Gosh dang it. Too much media consumption right there, everyone. Army West Point getting ready to find their way in, and they've identified, again, Air Force has a lot of util. The Killjoy currently holding down a site. Beautiful setups there, of course, and so they're going to try and suss this out. Army West Point taking this one nice and slow. They really haven't heard too much, and now they know that the Raze is over here in mid. Vibin, though, goes ahead and checks up Heaven and takes out one. You can hear the rotate coming out from the Air Force, so do they decide to lob into B, and if not, where do they decide to go? 45 seconds left. Velocity is going to send out a little bit of a flash. Doesn't really catch anything. I think that ran into the wall, unfortunately. So they are going to call out, go straight to A, try and get some work done. Vibin with the 2K.
Vibin is quietly, I mean, aside from Mid Police being the outright to just duelist MVP, Vibin is one of those players that opens up all those opportunities for Army to succeed because of this lurk that they're able to obtain. Get 2 kills, run it up into heaven, and Mid Police finds another as Nuke just can't be able to hold this corner as they're pressed in from around that low column. So now to 2, everyone's still standing tall and strong. Has an uphill battle against them. They do have a hurt mid police if they want to be able to take this duel, if you will. But it's just a lot of corner pokes. They will be able to successfully go around screens. Do they find at least one? They bring him off the field, but Vibin is still very much alive, and they're waiting for the repeak out of a Nerving. They're just hanging out on this box.
Oh, they'll be happy to sit there. Just big chillin'. No worries, right? No worries. I lost my hat. I gotta go find it later. That, by the way, that is the best thing that they ever opted to do. He's walking around no hat. Just unfortunate right there. It's great.
It'd be great if they replaced it with like a small beanie.
Oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so cute. I love that.
It's a hat under the hat stacked cipher.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, that is a save though. It is Air Force going to contain 1 weapon, at least heading in. The rest should be saving up. Not really going to be able. Oh. Are they really? So this is where the econ comes into play, right? This is a round that I think you're supposed to save. You're not supposed to buy up here. If you are going for that double rifle, that means Dr. Nuke is going to be out come the next round, and that's going to be a heavy favorite over to Army West Point.
It will be, and this is where we saw Air Force becoming very, I guess, anxiety kind of kicking in when it came to it, because they did not stick around for some of those points. And then D-Song and the gang just able to take down a Nervy. It was a fresh ego check out of that poke, but then when you're already double stacked right there, you don't know how many guns are going to be sitting around, and they're checking basically every single lane to see how hard much press they can be able to push in. They use the aftershock to clear out mailroom, which really hasn't been occupied very often. Talking about the guns that are going to be lacking, and it's a space that's the same. Air Force is getting claustrophobic because the Army is marching in.
March to the beat of their own drum. And it's the one that's been making it a little too loud for the Air Force's comms. All their computers are currently scrambled as they are trying to do damage control right now. Look how spread out they are, but Mike O'Hearn was able to find one. Freebird looking for a return. And now you know there's one along this corridor. You know entrance into B is zoned off. So high and low. High takes it. And then another swing. Oh, the snapshot. Dr. Nuke at least able to take one back. But it is still 3 alive. Army West Point aren't messing around. 4 rounds to them as they feel quite confident moving into the 6th.
This will be the first time I've seen someone with a actual gun util kit that's complete, and that's out of Dr. Nuke, the lowest on the current KD spread for the Air Force. They've got the AR and the full shield. Opposite of that, this has been a staggered approach and performance right now for the Falcons. Not been able to find themselves with full shields. They have to prioritize having their util kit. We do see at least the Cosmic Divide and the Seekers if they want to separate this field, but so is the same that is now being expended by the Army. They're going to have the Showstopper if they really want to pop off with it, but they've been just letting their guns do the work. And this full positioning, Vibin isn't waiting for any of that flank check. You have everyone clogged into a single funnel. Man, I want to see a Showstopper just throw a rocket over there. Come on.
Do it. Do it. Oh, you got one at least. You got one. Everyone else knew what was going on. They were like, We've had too many rounds previously. I think yesterday we had, what, 2 collapse? Was it? That was rude. But this one is just clean up aisle. Velocity taking a 2K, 1 through the wall, and now they're going to chase the last one. They don't want any saves to come through. Port slides, gets slid right into a 3K. Mid police once again looking so solid. 3K on the day.
This is going to have to be a real save. All right, and a timeout.
All right.
Loving that we're at least seeing this early through the first 6. Call this the first quarter. It's at least the first half of the first half. It's only a quarter if we reach 24 rounds, but regardless, we get to see Air Force. I wish I had established this maybe before the decision of some of those buys in the previous round. Get to have a moment of calm, some coaching, some macro game. This was a very strong map for them with Navy because they controlled pace. They have yet to be able to even make the West Point Black Knights trip, not even stumble. And this is something they have to really kind of recoup in, and I know that this is going to go into a save round where they're going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah, this one hurts a little bit. So big ideas here, though. Air Force, they have to understand, I think they messed up a little bit in the econ shelling in those last 2 rounds. They could have easily come out with a full gun round, so maybe this is that moment of just like, okay, we should probably rethink our strategy right now. Granted, this is their own pick, so they should feel a little bit more comfortable, but, you know, I said it last time, they are a team that tend to play off their emotions a little bit. The mental game can be quite stressful for them, so maybe that is necessary. Maybe that is that moment of, okay, no, we can break it out, we can fight back, we can do this. Reset as hard as you can for Army West Point, though. It was a very short respite, and now they're going to go ahead and try and take a look towards this A site. Once again, the default is kind of set up, but it is a little bit of a lean over towards that A site, especially with the spike in hand of that raise.
Again and again, each of these rounds, we're seeing the Air Force feel like they have to force this round to be able to drive some momentum instead of taking a step back, 1 step back to be able to find 2. Because again, into this duel, they do have more weapons, but that did grant them at least 1. As Mid Police is put to the dirt, D-Song does find Dr. Nuke. You have no ults to be able to get a revive, and they don't even have that in their arsenal. Vibin chilling out in mid here, which is going to get checked on this swing. He actually may get taken out by behind, and that's going to be Michael Heron that's going to get a new gun.
The vibe check snuck up on him. That's what happened. Vibe check snuck up, and it works. Again, the lurks, something had to change, and Air Force pulled it out. Army West Point have been playing by the book, but the book doesn't always account for these options. For right now, it's a hard swing, and look at that. Freebird caught completely unaware, caged up in death. They're now in a 4v2. Velocity gonna try, but D-Song, oh my gosh, D-Song with a 3K. No way they turned this around. No way! Listen, it's too early in the series. D-Song pull it out of 4K.
Oh, that went from very manageable to just losing track of your crossfire. D-Song, we spoke just absolute bardic stories of mid police, who's currently 7-4. D-Song is 12-1, 3 assists on him. Controller being an absolute just madman. Oh my goodness. And hey, Air Force is continuing to push forward for some of these AR force buys. They're having not full util. They will have these light shields. They're trying to play for these duels, and D-Song comes away with a 13th in this 8th round. Wow, trying to really write their own lyrics, a new verse that the Air Force is going to have to listen, maybe even gets stuck in their headspace.
There are some songs that just get, just go round and round, you know, just doing a do-si-do. I think it's rough days whenever that happens. For right now, though, what's stuck in Army West Point's head is, man, we took 1 kill, but there wasn't too much info afterwards, so they are going to have to check. Dr. Nuke has been sitting in this for the last 2 rounds, so maybe options are open, but they swing to the left instead. Good connection into B-side heaven, but mid police says opening in through the garage and finds one on low as well. So it's a clearance as Army West Point are looking to run over the second part of the first half. Plant is down 2 alive, and the hunt is on for the last 2 remaining members.
Viben's going to chill in rafters, see who's coming up. Pathfinder should be set to clear him. They will be stunned out. They're not going to press that too quickly. They're actually going to go for the immediate cam pop, see if they can get anyone tagged, but they know where everyone is. Freebird takes care of Raisuku, and this will be all of 1 remaining into a 5 stack. Oh, and guess who's up there? Mid Police has traded positions, but Velocity through that bait. They heard the blast pack pop, but that's going to be Army. They find 7. Let's check out this streak because they find 1 in the middle of it. It kind of looks like a little sword, like a little gun. But you know, it's a if you have a sword like laying down on the table, it matches the Black Knight theme right now.
It matches a lot of what they're doing right now. It's matching the color. It's matching the pain that's being brought out. It's matching the, you know, what Air Force sees right now after every round. It feels like they are just having a rough time here. Even with the ultis up, you can see that's getting the showstopper breaking its way out here, and just a hard chase into garage. They're just looking for a set of kills, and it's already been used, and they found nothing. So now this 3-man squad, it's roaming up here with the Trailblazer. Gives so much information. You need a blind one, and mid police swings. Beautiful shots all the way out, and now the B side is open once again on the save for Air Force.
I like the idea to go in. You can feel the desperation because they're trying to go and get some of those kills. Vibin, again, is going to be that rogue that just chills in mid, but Slides has a Bucky. Bucky, clay shooting, bang. All right, there you go. Goodbye, Vibin. All right. Bucky kills are some of my favorite kills because this game is not made for that. It is made for tactical shooting, and when you get one, it's so good.
It also makes some people hate the game a little bit more, right? Because it's just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Rightfully so. Army West Point take him down, but I think the funniest thing I have seen before, which is great, there were, I forgot who it was. It might have been in my own ranked game, but I just watched 5 people run around with judges. It was the best thing in the world because there's no thought. You just rush. And it was on a jet and raise. Like, again, these were just duelists crazy. And they just rushed. That's all they did. Every corner they would sweep. You'd hear pop, pop. No kills. Okay, go to the next corner. Pop, pop. All right. You're good. You're good. It's hilarious. But it was a great moment. Still, Army West Point looking strong right now and looking so dominant. I mean, we expected this a little bit. Air Force were the ones that were going to have to step up. Army West Point are just looking too dang good.
They were hoping that their most fortuitous map was going to be the one that granted them the best favor, but so far there's not been a map between this basically this commander's call from these 3 that the Army has not been able to check down on. Vibin, ooh, they're baited. I like that. The wombo combo of getting the orb as well as making sure there's some overwatch. Michael Hearn is able to get rid of mid police, and again we're in a situation where the personnel advantage goes over to Air Force. But last time we saw that, it did not go their way. In fact, it was D-Song who sang out. It became an earworm of bullets being stuck in the temple. Raisuku's going to use the guiding light, and Michael Hearn is actually going to be waiting. Ooh. But that's going to be Freebird that checks him down.
Beautiful shot as well, so keeping everything Very, very nice. Oh, and Velocity! Velocity! What is with these two teams, or at least these two people? Velocity and D-Song coming out with an amazing tune of a never give up, never back down. Two clutch ups for the side of Army West Point.
That was a double kill collat with the third man cleanup, and they thought there's no way anyone stuck around, right? There's no way. We put a lockdown. That covered the whole side. Who would stick around? Weird champ, and then they pop out, and they die. 10 rounds, 90% win rate right now for the Black Knights. Army looking just as strong as yesterday, if not stronger. And Air Force, it doesn't matter what their first map changeup is, Pearl or Split, similar outcomes are happening. D-Song finds their 15th kill, and Nervy is going to have to sit on the sidelines again. Uh-oh.
Oh, I think they saw the head. Yeah, I think they saw the head. That's unfortunate. You know, you tried. Slides tried to like re-hide, but it's like, I found you. Painful moment. Painful moment. Right now, 3v5, and I mean, Army West Point, they got some rest. They are freshened up from the march yesterday, and now they're gonna go ham. D-Song is on pace to get a full ace. Come on, do it, D-Song. You know you want to get this ace. You know you want to get another kill. That's a blind out vibin'. I don't think was checked right there. D-Song gets a 4K. Oh, go for it. No! Freebird! Freebird stole it. So rude. So rude.
Yeah, he's going to pat him on the back with a fist to the face. That's what's going to happen.
Pat him on the back from the front with a fist. That's all we're doing there.
It's good sportsmanship if I've ever heard of it. 18-1 is D-Song. He's trying to get 20 in this first half, which Army's already been able to grab 10 of the 11. Looking for one more so that when they go into that pistol round, that could put them on match point, or rather, yeah, on map point. As we do have this best of 3 going in today, that means no matter what, there is going to be another series of Cosmic Divide. Will be coming out early. It's going to take away all those key sight lines from up in heaven. Ramp and more. They're going to use the blast pipe. They're looking for a showstopper. Bang! Oh, they shoot it too short, and that's going to be Raisuku that gets rid of mid police. And because of 4v4, Freebird freeing Raisuku from the skull.
Hey, you know what? Go all out, have some fun, see what you can do. D-Song, long range, can't find it. And Air Force, gonna have a chance to fight it out. You had the resurrection, find that Sky, just try and get a player back up. In the corner, D-Song. D-Song wants to swing hard. That's gonna be the Nanoswarm to push him out. And the spray is good. Dr. Nuke finds D-Song. And now Google Slides can't find their own. So still a 3v3. Out they swing from main. They're going to be pushed right back out. Seconds left. Freebird gets one, gets the third. Looking for one more. Velocity finishes it off. It's 11-1 in game number 1 here. Army West Point are not messing around.
Freebird with that spray transfer was just so nice. He went up, came down, went up, came down. Basically building Lego towers and then just toppling them when they feel like it. 11-1. In our first half, ladies and gentlemen, Army is trying to punch their ticket in a speed run over the Air Force if they can. Split was their map pick. That I better be hoping the neutral ground of Ascent plays them some better favor, because right now Army means business. 18-2. D-Song didn't get a kill. How could he? What's D-Song even doing? Are they even playing this game? Like, come on.
No, they're not. They're not. They sat down. They pulled out their loot and are just strumming away right now. Or is it drums? Is that why the D is there? They play songs on the drum.
Ooh, drum song? Okay.
Yeah. Just I don't know what do you think? Is it a drum set? Is it like bongos? Like what are they bringing out here? That's the question.
I mean, if it's Army, it could be a snare because it's just a drummer boy.
Right. They wouldn't allow anything else, right? They just wouldn't allow. Well, there's a kill that you were looking for. D-Song finally looked up from the sheet music and said, "All right, there's a different vibe going on here. Vibin' takes 2. D-Song is 2. Come on, give him the full house." Slides once again left on their lonesome, hiding in this corner. A minute to hide. And a minute to defend yourself. Hey, you got one. You got one. A long paint shell, though, to try and flush him out of the corner. Doesn't reach just as far, but mid police said, "Hey, I haven't had a single time. Give it to me."
Slides chilling. D-Song is going to wait for the body check. They get a dink. Oh, but they will be dropped. 3K. Slides has to ace out to be able to make this work, but unable when they're caught with util in hand. Mid police finds another. All right. Very, very swiftly. We are on map point. into our first of this best of 3. Army West Point, remember everyone, for this qualifier, we have another timeout for the Air Force. If anything, they're just trying to find some level of repetition because this is an uphill battle for the Falcons to get anything going right now. I mean, when you see 12-1, you pretty much start looking to the next map, but you know, as long as there's time, bullets in hand, and the ability to shoot, then you have a chance. But Army is trying to punch their ticket so fast to make it to the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas for some May Madness. So you know, they look like the stronger group of these 3, and they're proving it again right now in this early opener.
They sat down, and honestly, it feels like it could have been a perfect game if those first rounds don't really work out the way they did. Third round is the only one that Air Force have been able to win. So the thought process here is probably just have fun, I think. Just have a blast here. Just enjoy these moments again here at the inaugural CECC Service Academy qualifier. This is the first time. There's more in the future. You know, you're just here showing up. You made it to the finals, and you got pretty dang close, I would say. So really just saying, hey, enjoy the time that you have here. Really make it count, and just give it your all, right? Take a wild guess. Just go crazy. Buy up. Have a blast. Let's see what they can do. They are going to buy those Stingers and the Spectres. Just try and spray and pray your way to victory.
Force buy to maybe force them their way out. They could end 13-1 or go ahead into a slow excursion up a hill. See if that PT test really does pay off. But Michael Hearn looking for some checks into the corner. Freebird is going to try for a blind as soon as he hears extra footsteps. Actually has the fault line ready to go for some of those stuns. Slides didn't even buy util. They didn't want it. They just wanted a full shield. They want to be able to get it. But as the tripwire goes down, they actually will opt for the nebula. So it does look like this. If this is going to be a crash of any site, it will be B, and they're going to just send full bodies blazing out. I think it's going to be up to the breach and as well as vibing on a Cypher. Just be able to stop them, maybe clothesline them. But they're waiting on that timer. This is the longest we've gotten to see the Air Force living around, to be honest. And it's just them waiting it out.
We know what branch you were in. We know what branch you were in right there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, and Derby. We got that on camera. Book it, clip it, vibing though. Shuts him right back down. 3v3. And Derby, you stole that round though. You almost had it.
Oh my gosh, what a double blast pack entry to be able to really put them off their entry. But hey, no, I was Air Force. Look, I'm allowed to criticize. Okay. Oh, and they come right over the top rope. D-Song finds 2. It's left into a 2v1. They gotta live out. They get him down. They got a Spectre, and they're gonna have to swing this one away. They cannot get it done as the Ghost will pop out and the Army pop off. Black Knights, they're gonna take this first map 13-1 over the Falcons. They're one map away from taking this entire series.
I mean, you know what? I wouldn't have expected, you know, which branch you were in, but you know what? You proved me. You proved me there. That is some absolute, you know, good enjoyment and just going at it right there from the Air Force. They knew they were up against a very, very stiff opponent. They knew what they were running into, and they had to brace for it. We saw them having fun in round number 2. They knew things were going to be rough, so I mean, they took it on the chin. Hey, great on them for that one. Army West Point, of course, showing them a lot of respect, and I give that. You know, in these situations, there are some teams when they feel like they get, you know, very far ahead, they feel like they can get a little bit sloppy, and sometimes, you know, that comes out in the form of disrespect.
It sometimes can be, but it's also all in good rivalry. We all know that these service academies, the enlisted, the officers, and everything, they know how to be able to play alongside each other, against each other, but all do it for the same good cause. And I mean, shout out to D-Song on this map though. Yeah. 22-4, 412 average combat score. That is nuts.
That
absolutely
is
amazing.
Ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Just needed 8 more points, you know, just 8 more points. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start rolling through and getting ready for game number 2. Please don't go anywhere. The CECC Service Academy qualifiers will continue in just a bit.
No, you lose against Kirby. That's just like a statistics thing.
Yeah. It's maybe.
This is a death match. I think they're all in the same one. They're all on Icebox. Are they all in the same death match? Maybe. Who knows? I feel like none of them can hear me. I want to like approach somebody, but no one can hear. They all have both their headphones on.
What's up?
How do we think we're doing?
I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah.
What's your kitty?
We're looking at 10 and 6 right now.
Oh, hey, that's third, dude. That's better than I expected. Who's bottom frag right now? I want to go talk to them. Ian? Hey, how do you think we're doing so far?
You know, it could be better.
Could be better? You're one of those rough days?
Well, you know.
Let's go find more people to harass. Yeah. Where's Boise State? Who's your favorite to play?
Oh, right now it's got to be either Chamber or Breach.
What country is Cypher from?
Oh, dude, it's Moroccan, right?
It is Morocco. Oh my God, I don't think anyone is gonna get that. Oh, you're good. You're good. All right, see you later. Let's go harass Boise State more. Who is this? What school is this? Boise?
It is Boise.
Oh man, that's okay. Boise's still got really good odds. A Large Bagel, one of their tank players, Nerdy Bird, they're off tank. Both of them not here. A little bit scary, if we're being honest. Getting warmed up, getting ready to cast some players. No, okay, not cast. Interview. Change your mindset. Change your mindset.
Words.
No, but last words until we come back.
Oh, okay.
Because we're leaving.
Enjoy.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Anything from you?
How are you doing, Polly?
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the ECAC Top Plays of the Week. I am Septilence, and I'm super excited to walk through these with you so you can see all of the great moments we are getting out of collegiate esports. One of my favorite things about these seasons is as they go on, as the years continue to pass, the skill ceiling just gets higher and higher, and the teams get better and better. Starting things off in week 1 and 2, swinging. Let's take a look at what they were ready to bring out in these early weeks. Valorant is a game all about risk versus reward, and Sin from NYIT wanted to show us just how much he was willing to risk to get that great reward of a round win.
Sort of forced to pop off, maybe get a little bit more sniper play, but these direct, tight angles make it tough. You have Axorus that actually gets a wall bang headshot onto Prime. Oh, that timing on the paranoia works so well.
Yo, give it up for the util, bro. Sin's gonna pick up 3 into the site. It's a lurk on its way from the chamber, but unless you're going to spam through this box, you're not getting anything done, and Panda won't even let him get that far.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a game that can be decided in milliseconds, and Waka, one of the best players from SUNY Canton A Squad, wanted to show us just what they can do with only a second and a single stock on the board.
Cena, Sledge option going to be charging forward smash, going a little early. They're not quite getting what you want. Drop shield after first hit, and Pin getting hit by the kick. High percent. There is the stun into Claw. That clock has been charged for a lot longer. Oh my goodness, that's a forwarder into stage with the stage spike and then upping immediately after. What a sick.
1 point in Rocket League can never make a team feel comfortable, but Driftsy wanted to show us that not only was he going to pick the pace up, but he wasn't going to let his team down.
Defensive test with flying colors, though they couldn't get out, and that is the important part at the moment. Clears a must for UA, and it's just not in the cards at the moment.
Dripsy connects off the backboard. What a shot. I watched it unfold slowly. You stopped speaking at just the right moment.
Valorant is often called a team-based shooter, but sometimes it can't just be about the team. Sometimes you gotta have those hero plays. Spec wanted to spray and pray and was actually able to save the day for SVSU, tying up the series 7-7.
Hard B push here. 2 Omen smokes coming out. 1. Oh, Spec
Oh
just finds 3.
What?
Spraying through the smoke. Oh, what, Spec? That's not legal, man. That's not legal. This is match day 2 of the ECAC League. You can't be doing that right now. Spec just goes with the call.
Here in this clip, Fanshawe finds themselves with their backs against the wall, 20 seconds left on the clock, and they're desperate to take down Wake Forest. They don't have anything to get through this team, they don't have any weapons on the field, but with Jackie Moon in the wings, at least they had a sniper.
Apparently. Guys gonna believe all the shots. Oh, a sniper! Jackie Moon from about midway through. What a shot right here from Jackie.
Wow, good eye sniper. Yes, sir. Jackie Moon puts us on the right side. A little bit more to the left. This one would have been...
Here in this clip, we're going to get a great moment from a Pac-Man, and as a Pac-Man player, I was super excited to see it. We're going to hear a lot of praise from our commentators giving Mosey those compliments of choosing Snake against Pac-Man, a great counter pick. They were super excited to see a Snake on the field, but even without their blessing, Trollery does not yield.
Approach, but like you said, he's trying to play this safe because losing a stock right now for Concord would be really bad, and, well, a little bit of commentator's curse there. We kind of willed that one into existence. Oh, man. Oh my goodness! What?
Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Septilence, how could that be all we got from weeks number 1 and 2? Please tell me there's more. If you like what you saw, you've got to go check out ECAC Esports on all social media platforms. Please see what they're bringing to the table. It is great collegiate esports week after week. And on the bright side, folks, this is just the beginning. We've got the whole rest of what is guaranteed to be a great season ahead of us. Thank you so much for joining me for this recap, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Collegiate Esport Commissioners Cup. I am Septilence, and I get a really neat opportunity here. We get to interview Burns from E United. Burns, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. We're on day 2 of the event. It's been a fantastic one. I ran into you yesterday, but we were running around like chickens with our heads off, and it has been,
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to go with game number 2. After that short break, things went a little bit crazy as Army West Point took game number 1, 13-1. That is a way to start off the finals.
Yeah, Air Force must have been late for a Sunday base commander's call because they had to get out of that lobby in a hurry. Army was going to just help them out. 13-1, pressured every single angle when it came to split. And, you know, we're going to be going over to Ascent, which we've seen before, Orbital. It's a more neutral map because it's been played so often. This is the last chance for the Air Force. They have to force this entire series to a Game 3.
Yeah, and this time around, we're seeing more players of Army West Point step up to the plate. D-Song last time was a ridiculous monster, just getting clutch after clutch, it felt like. And even in a non-clutch scenario, was still pulling 3 or 4 Ks out of their back pocket. It was ridiculous. There was even a time where you're just watching there. I think the first time we saw it was, I think, round 4 or 5. You just sat there and was like, there's no way. No way they make this, and then just slaughter them all. So very, very nicely done. Taking a look for game number 2, though. Game number 2, Air Force, as we said, have a chance to redeem themselves on Army's map pick. What needs to happen? What do they need to do to be able to come back?
Well, they had a lot of focus onto the tip of the spear, but they now also have to take care of all the support that goes around it. The controller faculty that we saw from D-Song was so good. Yesterday, we got to have Mid Police that was on the Raze, Freebird onto the KO. D-Song on that same Astra. Can't get that Astra off the field. That might be the biggest hill to overcome, but it was Mid Police that went 26-11 yesterday against the Navy on Ascent. This is a player that you cannot let own the midpoint of this map. They're going to have to be playing for space, and that's something that I think Air Force is going to be a bit uncomfortable trying to do because you'll be playing into Air Force, or rather into the Army's hand, but Army's the one that is on the attack. If you can find a confidence into your defense to divide and conquer, then you might be able to slow down the Army, but it's easier said than done based on what we've seen today.
Yeah, this is going to be... we can talk about it all the time, right? It's the same thing as on paper, this is how you take someone down. On paper, this is how we're going to run the play. On paper, this is how we're going to execute the plan. We can say that all day long. We could do that for days, for months, for years, for decades, and yet it doesn't matter sometimes. It matters about the pieces that are actually going on the table, the ones that are actually going to be executing this plan. There's a lot more behind it than just do A, B, and C. You got to get to those points first. So we are going to give Air Force, though, a chance here. 5 seconds left to fully lock in the agents, and I think we're pretty much set. Again, we have a Sova coming out here, the Astra, the Sky, the Killjoy, and then a Nervy once again on that jet. And Nervy did have some phenomenal moments back in the previous series against Naval Academy. We did see them step up to the plate. Maybe this time we get to see that happen again. However, again, in the first series of the day, Nervy was promptly shut down by the squad, so hopefully no deja vu coming in here.
They can't just step up to the plate. They're going to have to hit a home run. And each one of their teammates is going to have to at least get base hits or more to be able to assist that. Going into Ascent, this is that one that you're measured by how well you can be able to divide, but also be able to stop those default entries. We have 2 initiators, somewhat default, but not really. It's like that Sova and KO are having a bit of a lover's quarrel, and they are dating other people. Because often you see a KO and Sova together. Well, this is going to be a KO with Fade, much like what we saw with Army and their previous iterants against the midshipmen, and Sova that's hanging out over there with Sky. So I like the comps. We're going to have an Astra on either side, the Killjoy much the same. So it's about execution at this point. Same thing, a Nervy will be on that jet. Gotta get that precision, but you're gonna have the disruption that mid police can provide, especially from those paint shells. And the double blast pack entries from them have just been like it's a bulldozer, and it's just a one-man wrecking machine. But D-Song, you know, they're showcasing they've got that American Idol in them. So let's see if they got the dog in them here on the Air Force to be able to repel this attack.
Oh, so many puns. This is why we love you, Monkey Man. We love you.
Appreciate
we
it.
love you so much. All right, getting into it. It's a hard rush. Okay, Army West Point just straight back to basics, but Slides was ready, blind through that smoke, said no worries whatsoever. Give me that chance. That is a weird animation. I don't think I've ever seen that one get planted. It was all through the mind. Just, you know, just didn't even need to, you know, pull all those stops out. Right now, getting into it, plant goes down, and now D-Song underneath those rafters, easily watching as MIB mid police takes one, velocity is taken down, but two on top means it's a little bit more difficult, right? Suku was ready, but a quick tap by D-Song takes us down to a 2v3. And hey, would you look at that? That is Air Force swooping in for a chance to defuse and get Multis. There it is. Air Force able to take the first pistol.
They quickly played for life. I love that. Slides not giving themselves up to the early rush. They saw multiple bodies and decided, you know, I hate that. And they just walked straight back onto A, ran back, got everyone to rotate, and the re-hit, after Slides was able to take one through a blind fire, it was honestly a very fortuitous pick from a Nebula blind, but getting that playing from numbers and then just not having everyone drop off of these trades, that's the best first look that we've seen by the Air Force today. That's their big first pistol win, and I can't wait to be able to see if they can run with this the tiniest bit of momentum and success over the Army.
I mean, they are a team that plays off emotions once again, and I said it last time, and hopefully we get to see even more. There it is. That spray works wonders. Poor Doggo just eating lead right there, and then finally some pops right back. I love that. Just you see the bullets just go right through the wall. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Don't do that. You already killed my teammates. That's going to be one, though. Two, actually, on the table. So Air Force sitting with 5 alive and ready to go for whatever Army West Point decide to do.
That's how you get tricky. You do the Sova play. You just say, you know what, have you seen 2021 Valorant? Well, you know, remember, this has been going on. You create some bullet holes as an extended tail through the dog. But right now, this is Army. They're getting checked. This is something that they did struggle the tiniest bit with when it came to Navy. That's their longest map on our previous day of this qualifier. But Air Force, oh, great shot through the belly button, giving a second one over to mid police.
They make it look easy. Just a little love tap there. And do you cheat? There's the elbow. And Nervy, though, says, hey, I reload pretty dang quick. Beautiful shot there. 3K on the day on this round. And there's Raisuke to finish it off. It is a flawless on the second round. So Air Force happily take the second. And we're getting ready for this third one.
That was a great just discount double check by a Nervy. I know that's an old meme, but it checks out. And they just kind of stuck to their gun when it came to holding that angle, coming into tree. Army, they're going to be coming up on some guns, light shields, but otherwise their full util buy will occur. It does look like they are leaning into their lurk split. I'm going to call it their lurk split when they go 4-1 and Vibin is opposite of them. It's an interesting position. I've seen a lot of Killjoys that go on this attack position and put their Sentinel into, I guess, mid. But instead, they're actually going to position it out from here on main A. The dog, you got to run away from it when it's barking back at you.
Barking, biting, everything of the sort. And the police said, I got you. There it is. Another... I love it. Slides also is just like, okay. Do I wait? Oh, I don't go a second guy. I love it. I love it so much. Army West Point with the guns out say, hey, I can fight it just as well. But Air Force, again, they're being sneaky. I like it. They're just taking walks around and deciding, hey, take a pot shot here, pot shot there, pot shot everywhere. And they, again, you can see the damage coming through here. Too low on the side of Army West Point. If they do decide to rush, this could be a big point in swing by Air Force. 3 currently stacked up over there on B with 1 in pizza. Here we go.
Slides hanging out from behind. Oh, what a great scan! They're able to find Slides. Wallbang headshot by D-Song. So that does clear the only opponent that was stuck on site, and now they just repel them away with that good util. It took some timing. At the 35-second mark, they burst in, but they were taking away those initial angles. And now just the spray by Mid Police. They're probably going to get tracked down. Left with 69 HP and Vibin again on this lurk. They're here to ruin them. Oh, just the army surrounding the Air Force into a 1v3 that Dr. Nuke may not be ready to handle.
There is some rudeness in that right there. That was so mean. And Dr. Nuke is now going to get suppressed. Understood where they are. That was a clean sweep. So they're not worried. Just a hard spray through the wall. Yep, Dr. Nuke quickly ducking down, making sure that the bullets don't hit too hard. There's another gentle peek. They know that was deep swing, and the rest of the team is going to come out to help. Dr. Nuke is able to take one more before falling. And that is a much granted round. No other bodies lost to the spike. But it's going to be enough. Army West Point 1-2. Air Force now getting challenged with all their members.
Hey, you know, good looks when it comes to a bonus round run. That honestly was not bad, and because of the amount of kills they were able to get, 3 off the board, that does force the Army to go into Bulldog mode. So we do see full rifles, but not full shields. This is the one thing that, well, okay, there's several things, but it's one of the things that I will criticize of the Air Force. They weren't able to have a full shield, full AR build out for the majority of their rounds into split. And I think something around their eco management really just needs a touch of improvement. And right now, hey, they're trying to at least get some space, at least here in the main A. Kind of a weird position they want to creep up to, but it looks like they're playing for the ult orb.
You know a good way to not deal with econ? Just never lose a round.
Just
you never have to worry about econ ever again, right?
Just win. Click foreheads.
Just win for you. Right back to that plan, right? Just we're writing it down. Just win every round, forehead. You don't have to worry about half the mechanics in there. And also, rule number 3: never line up behind each other when Mid Police is on the table. That's brutal right there. Mike O'Hearn getting taken down to about 14 and chased out by once again that nightmare. D-Song getting cut off, but getting ready to help out the team if necessary. 5v3 here on site A.
Velocity will take over. Hell, they actually are just playing with the door. It has gone up, down, up, down.
So that was the best part, is they closed the door, realized Freebird had the spike, and we're like, oh wait, we have to let you through, sorry.
And they don't want to break the door, they want to keep the door. So, you know, hey, good entry controller, guys. So all the Air Force players, well, all 2, are now kind of stuck as they're on Heaven and now out in Tree. Dr. Nuke may just want to walk away with their gun, but look at this mid position as well, as they basically have nowhere that they can go into this 1v5. They may be able to sneak their way into CT. They see a very hurt. Oh, but there's a distraction. They know they're very low on HP, so Mid Police will give up their life, and Velocity will secure the final kill. The first 4 rounds were evened up and out, but it will be Air Force that should be going into a save. I'm going to say that louder.
Should while they buy up.
Oh gosh, okay. All right, it's fine.
Should while they buy up there. That also most likely means there's no utility for the side of Air Force, and it is... I think they're just enjoying themselves, but for right now, one of the reasons that we also didn't see that save come out from I believe it was Dr. Nuke, is because D-Song was actually hiding in, had already gotten 1 kill off that catwalk side, so it's, you know, you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Right. Nervy though, with the knives out at round number 5, saying, okay, I got a chance here. We're going to dance the devil's tango and hope to God this does not go wrong. 4, starting all 5 actually, of Army West Point looking to try and stack up on this A. Look at Mid Police bouncing up and down. Should be hurt quite heavily. Gives them a little bit to react. Raisuku though gets the spray first.
Raisuku walking away with their life. That's a great improvement. They do take advantage. Oh, but a Nervy. If they're going to make use of the guiding light, they got to be able to land some headshots, and that's a great well. That's going to suck at least a few players back into mid. That'll slow them down, and some vulnerabilities are put out. You do have the 0-point knife that is going to be comboed alongside that fragment, and that will repel the Air Force and their aerial superiority. A lot of extra stars all being recovered, laid down. The Cosmic Divide completely segments this site. They can be able to put anyone out there, but the Owl Drone, one of my favorite utilities that can be able to neutralize that. Now they're crashing in, crashing through. Can they be able to get around this box? No! Michael Heron will be able to find another. So does Vibin, and Slides is able to get one just at the other end of it. My goodness, they came in from top level, and it looks like they all had one call out, and they just followed it But then everything else just went to chaos.
Everything hit the fan, and at the end of the day, it was Army West Point to take control. And that one was that buy round, so we're going to wait and see. They have enough money to buy guns again. They do have enough money. Hail Monkey Man, do they do it? Do they do it?
I think they're taking a note out of D-Song's lyric, and they're saying, you know what, okay, we're going to have enough for next. The buy next is good. I like a Nervy on this Marshall. It's first off, you're a Jet. I love the immediate put down and takeaway. Just been playing a little bit more Astra recently. That cloud pop off that Nebula is so rude because it's like it's committed, but it's not for those. But opposite of that, they will have to enter blind, and they're going to use this Hunter's Fury to put some damage down on the B main.
Ooh. And I mean, that was more than just a little bit of damage. Slides able to find one, but wasn't able to actually get the lockdown. Because of that, Dr. Nuke is slaughtered. Freebird with the free spray takes 2 lives. And it's Air Force once again in a 2v4. Door goes down to mid pizza. And there ain't nothing to kind of hold him up here. Mid police satchels up. Says, hey, I'm here, ready to go. The hard spray of the Odin about to come out here. The doorway is now found out. Vibin takes one, mid police takes the other. And it's looking like, once again, Army West Point are not going to give an inch.
Dropping into logs when an Odin is pointing at you is basically the meat grinder at a butcher shop. Just, all right, turned into sausage. Just complete link on the ground. Alt economy. Let's at least lean into something separate. Mid Police does have the showstopper, but they have been a living showstopper, able to really push away the Air Force at will. Dr. Nuke has a lockdown to maybe be able to retake some space, and they do have the Seekers to look for some of these rotations if they can ever force the Black Knights to have to commit to them. But look at this spread across all of Ascent. You have 2 body checking here. Maybe the Ego peeks into A. And a Nervy hears too many bullets, so they're staying way back. This is when Air Force is playing for life. This is their smarter play.
Yes, this is the fallback, recon. Get ready for another round and get ready for another chance. For right now, just eyes out, looking for anything on the radar. Slide's literally looking for anything on the radar. That's going to be a little bit of a recon. Bolt go out, now the Owl Drone as well. And really only spotting extra util that's going back, so at least 2 in mid is spotted out. Army West Point gonna say, okay, showstopper is out. Mid police, you swing left, you fire off a shot, and you find another. This is ridiculous, by the way. I just want to point out, getting a lot of kills with the showstopper is difficult. It's a slow-moving projectile. It's very obvious when a Raze has that ulti. The fact that you're almost able to find one consistently says so much about Army West Point right now. Now it's the defensive lockdown coming down from Air Force to try and make some space.
Felt bad for a Nervy. They tailwinded into the wall, and that's why that showstopper got them. Lockdown will be stopped, and so the Odin is going to be much the same as Dr. Nuke. Brings an ICBM to be able to put them down. Vibin is going to be peeking. They're going to have the alarm bot out. They're going to put the sentry as well, try to be able to at least provide some overwatch, but all those gadgets will go away. D-Song is going to lurk. It becomes a 1v1. Are you going to commit into it? Don't have a gun in hand, and D-Song's playing with you, but they are now playing down, and there's not enough time to get the defuse off. It was a great try. It'll come up short. Oh, by 0.15. Oh, just...
We saw 0.3 yesterday, right?
Yeah, we did.
Oh my gosh.
So it did even closer.
Oh my gosh. Are we just going to see like a 0.09 next time? Is this what's going to happen? We had double collats before. Or not a double collat, regular collats. We had 2 collats yesterday. Now we have a total of 2 under a second left. Oh man, you know what? Even though a lot of these, all these matches have been 2-0 so far, and this one feels like it's going in favor of Army West Point, they've given us a show. Like, they've given us so many fantastic rounds, and I love it. You know, there is something to be said about an exciting 2-0 versus a slow 2-1, I think.
True. I think production appreciates it, but also I think that it gives you a lot of that that kind of this action hero style, especially the comedy that we get to see with a few of these. But if we were talking about
dashing into a wall.
Yes, it almost becomes a rom-com because they just love being able to be near those bricks. But Raisuku is not going to press up into the star, or okay, they will press up into the star. They're going to pop flash. I thought maybe they wouldn't.
I love it. I love it.
They just proved me wrong. Fine, Raisuku. Okay.
I mean, they do have to do the unexpected, right? The right call is not push into the star, but that's what they're expecting you to do. So you do push into the star. Like, it's the expect the unexpected, and then do not expect the expected unexpected move, and then eventually you just expect to expect the unexpected expected move, and it just keeps going from there and there and there. You can tell that I don't really have a brain up there. It gets really bad. Anyways, getting into this, Dr. Nuke is going to fly out on Raptors and get one. Looking for another, though, but it's a two-man peek outside of those gates, and that means it is once again Army West Point's round to take.
Oh, man. We were talking yesterday for Air Force what their defining rounds were as we're about to go into a timeout. Their defining rounds always came early in the first third of the first half. The fourth round was where everything was either going right or inexplicably wrong. The previous round to the one we just saw was the swing round. 5-2 being the outcome in lieu of what could have been a 3-4. That .15 is going to plague the mentality right now of Air Force, which is something they have to overcome and something they recognize right now going into this necessary break in the game. And, I mean, this is all for a big bid, to be able to make it to a big land, a huge competition with some of the best in the nation in the collegiate sphere. And you know these academies want to be able to get there, but Army right now is by and far the taller, stronger opponent. Air Force has to be able to recoup some of these rounds. They need to at least get to a 4-8 if they want to be able to take their attack on the next half seriously.
I would hard agree with that one, unfortunately. It just feels like Army are going to come out swinging in those early pistols. It's something to always be said that they get revenge for the rounds that they lose. You know, there are some teams that, you know, they just let bygones be bygones, and then there are some teams that take it personally that the opponent won a round, and Army West might feel like that. I also knew that the first two opening rounds, I mean, if you lose a pistol, it's kind of 50-50. You know it's a chance that can happen. So for right now, they're not too upset. They're excited about the current standings, though. As you said, 4 rounds left in this half, and for their side, if they can break out at 10-2, it means that they're going to be pretty quick on the day. Look at that, though. Hard peek into this A side, not even a peek, just a rush. No chance at all for anyone on the Air Force side to try and get the movement. But Raisuku says, hey, you weren't expecting that one. Mid police able to fire back, but it's a 2-1 trade. That's going to be a snipe. The Marshal going to cry out, and the attacker lockdown going to be set down, trying to catch out anyone that decides to stay for too long.
They're just trying.
Do they not get it?
No,
are they not going to get it? There we go. Okay, I was like, please.
that floor was made of sturdier stuff than bullets, I guess.
They hit the one I-beam underneath there or something? Like, jeez.
Wait, the stud is in here? Okay. Taking a clue and a concept out of Army's playbook from Split, keeping your sky around as the lockdown and null command come out. Raisuku is the one that opened up with a 2K to allow Air Force, after being repelled by that null command, to be able to go in and get one. Off the timeout, off of a low buy, they upgrade some of those weapons. That is a good first step, but it has to get gooder. It has to be it has to be the goodest. It has to be something that you can improve upon, not just 1, but 2 steps. They really have to find that inertia to move forward.
Yeah, and I think, again, there are some glimpses of glory. Right there, Air Force were forced into a fight or flight moment, and they didn't choose flight, surprisingly. They chose fight. They chose to take that angle, and it surprised the heck out of Army West Point. So you know what? We did say, you know, hey, or you said it specifically, you need to do more than just 1 round. Hey, if they can identify that round went well for them, keep it and run with it. There's an opportunity right there. Unless Army West Point gets very, very angry that they lost that round and are going to try and flatten Air Force out here. Right now, it's a little bit of a default with the spike over on B's side. It's a mid-A setup. And that's going to be the Spray D song. Said, hey, Dr. Nuke, I'm going to send you right back to the doctor's class. You better go study some more.
That's rough. El Professor is able to teach based on basically anywhere they want to go. You have the Nightfall that's expended, able to just make use of those giant AoE ults. We're going to have that 0-point knife. No one will be tagged for, but this is a 3v5 retake. And, you know, you've been saying it before. I mean, right now, Army is the Michael Jordan of Valorant into this showcase. Vibin finds a couple off of the mid lurk, and then it's just up to Michael Hearn to be able to find a hero moment. They need to be able to ace out to take this round. I love that champion skin, by the way. I'm so sad I never bought that one.
Champion, I didn't know like Rise is in here and stuff. Is Smear in here? What's going on?
Well,
who'd you see? Did you see Lucian? Was it Lucian? Was it Jin? Like, what's going on here?
Look, your League of Legends is bleeding through. Sorry.
Yes, when you call someone champions, I would agree. You can tell we both come from League of Legends as well, right? Like
a little bit. I'm so glad, by the way, you found your Ziggs. I'm so glad.
Yes, Ziggs came back. Ziggs came back. I was so happy.
I was so sad. Like when you put the news out, I was like, no, not Ziggs. Please, no.
This Ziggy return trip was so good. Shout out to Captain Jack, by the way. He is my hero for getting my kid back to me. I just want to point that out. I was so sad I was not going to see Ziggs ever again, by the way. I was like, no! I was so happy. Tangent, though. Yep, this is going to be a shot. Mid Police goes ahead and finds Google Slide, turns him into a slideshow along the wall. And that's a great shot to start things off. Here in round number 11, Air Force going to try and scramble for inside and mid, and Pizza as B side is completely overrun.
You know someone's down in logs. D-Song just waiting them out. Uh-oh. Gonna get found by literally everyone. They try to run away, but there's just a lot of pressure, bodies, and people by the Air Force trying to run into the same lane. The crossfire, as you do have Vibe in opposite of them, waiting all the way onto B main. It's a 2v2 onto site, but you have two that can be able to swing off of that flank. Velocity gets rid of Raisuku, and the same of a Nervy. That is the most paper-thin wall in the entirety of this map, and I will say in Valorant as a total. It's just, as soon as you get like one recon dart in there, or like, it's like, oh, cool, you're behind that wall, you're dead. Like, goodbye. Just paper mache. But let's look into these buys. We will have a gun round here, Orbital. I was asking for Air Force to at least get 8, because the attack rounds, regardless of it being this opponent or others, can be tricky to receive on a defense, and Army had trouble with that yesterday.
They absolutely did. That was one of the big cracks in the armor is if something doesn't go according to plan, they kind of fumble a little bit. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So, you know, here's a chance. You do have that Hunter Series as well, and with no ultis on Army West Point's side, these ultis could make all the difference. And on the defensive, that does mean that they can give sight very easily and have a much better time jumping forward. So let's see if they can pull it off here. Minute 15 left on the clock. Plenty to work with here. And Army West Point are like, do we want to aggress on B or do we want to aggress on A? We have so many options. Catwalk is currently going to be met. These two currently set up back to back. It's quite scary. This could be mid police because, again, if mid police is able to swing on two, that's going to be huge. Satchel goes out. Double satchel setup.
For them.
So oh, you found Michael Hearn reloading, and you pulled a 2K!
Oh, Mid Police shouldn't have gotten away with that for free. No trades, just deaths. Air Force, they're able to at least get rid of a couple. They drop them off the map. Now they were looking for that turn. The door goes down. This is not going to be a free run through tree. Spike is starting to move its way through Marketplace. Flash comes out. Freebird looking for extra movement, but you do have Dr. Nuke is going to get caught. Oh, they had just enough HP. But again, the most paper-thin walls, you have the Hunter's Fury. The Odin comes out trying to put the BattleBot down. Becomes a 2v2 with very low HP onto their Sova. Slice trying to just stay alive, and they're just putting a flurry of bullets out, and Velocity is repelled. 13 seconds to go. Air Force looking for at least a 4th round. This spike will get planted. And there's going to be a lot more HP in the back end for the Black Knights.
Oh. That was kind of heartbreaking to watch. Google Slides tried that so hard, and you saw both shock bolts just land nowhere close. When you've lost out on both those pieces of util, and now you have no information with regards to where everyone is. You clear out one corner of that boathouse. You now have cleared out another, and hey, you now lost Google Slides, so it's 2-on-1, and it is over. First half done, 9-3. The curse may or may not be broken.
It may not. Air Force better have a few voodoo dolls that they are willing to utilize against West Point, because right now they got to really believe into that curse. Air Force, Falcons, they're going to be on the attack. They got to do much to the same, if not better, than what the Black Knights did before, because this attack was just really oppressive. On the stat stack, let's check it out. Mid Police, 15-9-9 is being challenged. Again, Ascent is that neutral ground everyone knows how to play. And Orbital, I mean, Army, they have found themselves 4 rounds away from finding that golden ticket over to Texas. It'll be a long trip from New York over there, but I believe in them to be able to try and do it.
I think they can. They've looked phenomenal, and they haven't slowed down. And again, this is the best part. You get to see other teams on par with Army West Point playing at these finals. That's the crazy thing as well. So it's a lot of fun to think about. And Nervy, though, this is the rush that we know and love. Air Force just saying, let's go ahead, send it as hard as we can. They rush onto this A site. A hard lurk coming in from Army West Point ain't gonna matter too much as the spike goes down. 5 members are alive. Rafters is currently being locked down. And it's Army West Point to try this retake.
Yeah, Vibin's usually pretty clutch when it comes to that mid lurk, but right now they're just going to default through door, which is down. So if they're going to burst in, it's going to have to be a big call. That door does drop. Do they corner check? They do not. And in fact, that's double covered as both Dsong and Velocity, who finds a second, is able to make that clear. That leaves all of Slides, and they're going to try and spray. They put a shock dart out. They know that they're very low. They do get a kill onto the diffuser. They have to win that duel, but they cannot. Even with the HP advantage, Dsong finds the bullets that matter the most. That is a 10th for Army West Point. It was looking so good for Air Force, but they just couldn't keep them from being able to blast an entry in.
I mean, this is Army just, they see the finish line in order. They know Air Force are quite far behind, but they're not allowing any sort of opportunity for the Air Force to bite back. 3 more rounds is all they need. That is this second round, I would say the bonus. And then a funny little save, and then, you know, another round afterwards. There's so much there, so much there. Army West Point, gonna look, stacking up 3 over side B. And Catwalk and Connector currently being held by 2s. So, Air Force wondering, where exactly do we want to go? We do have that Marshal once again. It's yielded some results, and maybe you get a quick snapshot. Shot through the wall, nothing. No registration.
They better be looking into these corner clears. Oh, not checking their sides. Oh! It is a slaughter. Slides is able to at least clear 1. And just having enough. Oh, Slides stays alive. 8 HP and a dive. They will be able to upgrade to a Marshal. I don't know which one they want. They have their dealer's choice.
They wanted the one with the bigger clip. Come on.
At least one with 20 bullets that will spray in a big flower pattern. But they don't know exactly where he's going to go because this Nebula was down, but Freebird... Free looks, free kill. All right.
2 pair is enough. 2 pair over a single, that's good. You'll take it any day of the week. 11-3 is currently the score with good standing as well. You didn't give over too many kills. So Army West Point going to set themselves up for 2 more. Air Force, you can buy out here. What are you going to buy? You should buy pretty much Vandals across the board. Yeah, it's just, it feels bad that you're on light armor, right? You're saving that out there, so... Even with the guns available, especially with Vibin. Oh, Vibin. I actually would have liked that. But because Mid Police has the Vandal, you don't need a second rifle.
Yeah, if you're going to have a buy-in to this, you don't want to have your eco suddenly kind of go sideways, left ways, always. The well plus the paint shell combo does not pan out into screens, and so they'll be able to at least re-peek, but that does allow Mid Police to run it up at least a little bit into mid. Off of that turn, big blind, and a Nervy cannot win the duel because they are put just a bit off placement. Those blinds are so detrimental. They're playing from a long distance versus close quarter combat kind of arsenal.
It's been close range all the way through, and Army West Point, they're getting ready to kind of pressure up a little bit more. You can see they're scattered about over here on Cat. Freebird ready to go. Mid is currently highly populated though. 50 seconds left. Not much else they want to go. Oh, take a look at this, though, on the B side. Cheating up ever further. You can see them want to continue. But they're not going to force it. I love this. The pinch calls have been phenomenal from Army West Point. When they see an option like this, they know they can scatter in. That's going to be a boost forward. Mid Police went a little bit further than expected, but it still works wonders. It's the first kill. Micah Hearn goes down. Actually, the second, third, fourth, 5th ace comes out from Mid Police right there.
You never knew where the lion was perched, waiting for their prey to come about so they could pounce on them. And Mib just said, look, they're taking way too long. I want to play Valorant. I want to go fight. And they were the only one that had that extra rifle. They may just stay with this kit. They've got a showstopper. They're going to try and do the same thing again to them. Now we're 1 round away. Air Force Falcons, that was their buy round. Now it's looking a little bit rough shot. They'll be able to get some util, half shields, and the rest. This is their last chance. They have to be perfect for the remainder, but it's been the Black Knights of Army West Point who have been oppressive. They've been demons. They've been finding kills early and often, and they are 4 kills away, 1 round away from punching their ticket all the way to Texas.
That was a disgusting combination right there. That's almost on par with Sova lineups, right? It's that was so good, and now Air Force, they're down a single player at the start of the round. The round that you said they had to play perfectly, but I mean, I don't even think you could block that. So right now they're looking. Catwalk is currently their angle. I say Catwalk so many times, yet they've been there every single time. So let's see what they can do. 1 in A. They're going to try and chase in. 3-1 setup. Google Slide's able to find one. Freebird, though, is going to watch as Z-Song takes out 1, 2, not a third. It's now 3v2. Raisuku saying, I want that opportunity. And paired up with the rest of the team. They're going to try and get the plan down. The police with the shot. He sends it right to Raisuku's face. The utility, the artillery, the absolute pain in force. Google Slides takes one more and is going to have to pull a miracle off. Gun poking out, though, as Mid Police ends it with a 3K and puts Army West Point on the plane to the CECC Finals.
Army West Point, Black Knights, they allowed 4 rounds to be given to the Air Force Falcons. That academy was being given a airdrop gift because otherwise the full march and formation was outlined with victory in formation for Army West Point. Black Knights, congratulations. You go 2-0 perfect through not just round robin play orbital, but through today. 6 maps in a row showing they are the dominant force among all of our surface academies. Job well done. Honestly, I'm excited for them for this inaugural qualifier, for them to really showcase that how dominant of a feature they are, and to put the other surface academies on notice. This is the standard they have to meet going into next year to try and qualify.
That is both terrifying and exciting, because if we get the teams actually getting up to that level, I can't wait. So we'll go ahead, pick the brains as well of one of the players, hopefully, of the Army West Point squad. So please do not go anywhere, even though the finals are completed. The CECC Service Academy qualifier will continue in just a bit.
Like an old school MLG event almost, but being like in the epicenter of the passion pit, seeing Rocket League, Valorant, Overwatch, and Smash, just it's amazing to see all of these schools compete against each other and get a shot to play on this main stage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And tell us a little bit about kind of what is E United, right? Because we know that you're here, we know you're here to represent them, but for the people that don't know, what is E United?
Yeah, E United was founded in 2016. We're a professional esports organization. We've been in League of Legends, Overwatch, all the way to Battle Right, I think it was called back in the day. Right now in 2022, we are in Gears of War, Halo, Rocket League, PUBG, and announcing a new title tomorrow. I know, get the small intel here. So it's a lot of fun. I went pro in Call of Duty when I was younger. I ended up playing my last event under E United, switched in 2016, and I've been the GM ever since. So it's a true blessing to be able to stay with an organization for as long as I have, and we love giving back to the collegiate community. I actually graduated from Full Sail in 2013.
I was a little confused about the jersey.
Yeah, so the Full Sail boys are out of the tournament, unfortunately, but I decided I would rep them today in their honor. Yeah, it's just great. I love working with younger individuals who are trying to find their path in esports, and these college kids are really showing what they're all about.
Yeah, so to be kind of an ex-pro player, where a collegiate scene at the time didn't exist, especially not to the scale right now, what is it like to see such high levels of success, such high levels of support for something that you weren't able to kind of get as much support in at the time, something that was looked down on a lot more?
Yeah, I'm extremely jealous. That's all I can say. Full Sail started their program in 2017. When I was there in 2011 and 12, it was just a bunch of nerds running around, just creating their own clubs. I was still striving to go pro, but now you have these opportunities to play on main stage, play in front of thousands of people. We just had locals back in the day. You would show up and play for like $200, $100. It was like lunch money.
Right.
Now these kids are playing for scholarships. They're playing for fame. They could pop off here and end up getting a sponsor for $10,000 or $20,000 from somebody.
Right.
So the opportunities are just endless at the moment, and I think it's just great that you basically can prove yourself and make anything happen right now.
It's instead of kind of what you had gone through, being in college and also trying to go pro, these kids can try to go pro while being in college. It's hand in hand instead of those two kind of battling kind of matchups. So if somebody's trying to go pro, right, they're like, Burns, I want to be you one day. I want to be the GM of E United one day. What is that first step to really take it from a hobby to a passion, to a job?
Yeah, I think I've told this story a lot, but it's really, I thought about going pro every night before I went to bed.
Right.
Like, I lived and breathed Call of Duty for years. It was my life. I had to skip dinner sometimes, I had to skip family functions, and my family didn't really understand, but it was what I wanted to do, and it all worked out. But at the end of the day, you always need to kind of be organized. You have to have the ability to not put all of your eggs in one basket. So even though it worked out for me, there are so many opportunities in esports. There's being a caster or interviewing people. There's working in production. There's helping people get waters. Like literally, there are so many opportunities. So, oh, this crowd's awesome.
They're going crazy, dude. They stayed on their last life right now.
Off subject, Smash, regardless if it's middle school, high school, college, it pops off all the time. I love it.
Well, Burns, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, guys.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to ECAC Top Plays of the Week. I am Septilence, and let me tell you what, right away, if you thought last week's clips were great from weeks 1 and 2, your minds are going to be blown here in week number 3. Let's take a look at what these players brought to the table this week. We wanted a banger to kick things off strong in our 8th slot of the week, and let me tell you what, CU definitely coming in clutch. They're already up a couple of points, but they want to make sure they can walk away victorious in game number 1 with a pretty good pinch from Pancake.
Yeah. Ooh. Another good shot. Pancake with that shot.
Oh, get your syrup and your chocolate chips out, because this pancake is looking tasty.
With only 60 seconds on the clock, the University of Kentucky was feeling great. They'd already won a fight, Midtown was within their grasp as they only needed to secure one more fight win to full hold Bryant University. But Klaus knew, sometimes it's not just about winning. Sometimes it's about sending a message.
Okay, they've got to move. There's the initial hack. Klaus down like the cat among the pigeons. And there's not a lot of coming back from that one. The fawn, it's...
RPI found themselves with their backs against the wall on bind. They were 2-round losses away from losing the map and the series being tied up 1-1, going all the way to map number 3. They needed a hero. They needed somebody to guide them to the promised land, and it was Moses with a 3-piece that secured the deal and won them their 9th round.
The team, Southern Arkansas, will make a free and clear take on the site unless Moses able to block it down with a 3K. It's all up to the singular Briani, who's nowhere to be found.
That must have been, you just walked through.
CU did such a good job this week that we want to highlight them not once but twice. This time the attention pulling over to Lyric, who gives us a great aerial coast-to-coast play and seals the deal with what looks like a 0-degree goal to put CU just 1 point further in the lead.
Oh, that was beautiful. Beautiful aerial goal.
Could have said it better myself. Look at how Lyric creates space. And the accuracy. Does it get any better than that?
It really doesn't.
For this next clip, we're jumping over to a Smash crew battle where things are looking good. All 3 players alive on both sides, and Bounce with 3 stocks against their opponent, Sam Kalta. Bounce finds an amazing snipe off stage to guarantee Sam's first stock be taken off the board, putting Bounce's team in the lead.
Unlike
but that nice neutral B off stage.
Beautiful snipe. You love to see that one.
Week number 3 was the week of Rocket League, the week of CU in particular. Lyric, just when you think this team can't come out any stronger, finds a 3-second goal against CMCC that just showed the dominance CU was willing to come out with here in week 3.
We are 3
oh my gosh.
seconds into game
You don't get
number
much better
2.
than that. That was awesome.
Oh man, that was beautiful. Ceramics, pedal to the metal right there. Foot on the gas pedal.
With a 1-round lead on Ascent, Suni Canton was feeling a little bit shaky, and it was up to Lil J to make some big moves.
You got dash. Not gonna go for it. Get all the way out of that one and fake the dash away, so they know about him close. Well, the Roomba will give it away. Let's tuck the nade though, so definitely gonna stay alive.
Party's
Okay,
over.
good. All right.
Spike down B.
Jinx, bro. You owe me a soda now.
Love that.
Oh, the timing.
I like the gust.
One enemy remaining.
Never mind.
Classic Lil J ace on its way. Happy to have it. 5-3. Sunny can't.
Things were looking bleak for the University of Kentucky on the 5th and final map, but the momentum started to shift when Klaus decided the chaos needed to end a little quicker.
Who just won't be able to survive on the point all that long. Yurik finds Rimuru. High noon for 3 for Klaus at the last possible second to secure a cap and buy them a stay of execution.
And with that, folks, ECAC highlights of Week 3 have come to a close. Let me tell you, it's been a pleasure getting to reminisce on all these fantastic moments with you. Check your posture, drink some water, don't forget to love each other, and we'll see you next time.
We're at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. Let's make some noise.
Oh, and it's gonna
jumped into it.
This corner judge is good for 1, 2, yeah. He needs more. They're doing even more here.
You gotta touch the point. Mr. Collins walks it in.
Toy Boy is gonna drop.
Knife him.
Right out front.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, running.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back for week number 4 of the ECAC Top 8 Plays of the Week. Now, at this point, you're probably realizing 2 things. 1, that's right, I'm going to be with you all season long as we jump through the best moments of every week. And number 2, wow, Septilence really only wears one thing when he's not on the clock. And I can't even defend myself, it's a comfortable outfit. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into week number 4 and see what these players brought to the table to beat out their opponents and be victorious. Wake Forest was already up a game, there were 4 minutes left on the clock, and they just couldn't find that first point to take the lead and put them up 2-0 in the series. But in a final moment of success, Malone clears it from one coast to another and finds an open goal, giving Wake Forest the lead once again.
These Champ 3 and Champ 2 is doing. I mean, seriously, look at Malone making advantages for himself.
Wow.
And he will put Wake Forest on the map. This game number 5 could just go their way.
I just want to say Malone just said, I'm going to show you what a Champ 3 can do. All right, buddy?
On a control map in Overwatch, your team must capture 100% of a point to succeed. 99 just won't cut it. King Rock from Keene University was fully aware of that and didn't just find a Death Blossom. He found a full-blown Death Garden to keep his team alive.
Sound barrier to go away as well, especially now that you have your own. It's going to be a little bit more breathing room. Doesn't look like the one. Okay, there we are. Now it's coming up big. This Reaper has bloomed.
That was just gorgeous amount of patience. Coming.
GVSU Blue found themselves up by 5 rounds, and it's always better to turn that 5 into a 6. It's incredible, however, that this team doesn't always need all 5. It can come down to just one player and how much they can really GVS do.
An Illusion delivers with efficiency. 3 in a row. No time left, even if they had the chance at Orbital Strike out of the last.
This battle between Muskingum and St. Francis was insanely close. Only 3 players in a round, and there were 1 player left on both sides, both down to their final stock. Things were looking pretty strong for St. Francis, their Luigi only at 40%, but it was up to Splat to do anything but.
Just keep him off stage with that Zare. Oh!
If
Bad
block
spot
didn't-
right here
if
for
that-
Teo.
If that block didn't disappear,
Oh!
No way.
Oh! Just steps on the
pressure plate.
A tale as old as time, Pace White versus Pace Gold, and Pace White's morale was through the roof as they won a fight, but little did they know, this was Lofi's world, and they wouldn't be living in it for much longer.
Going in with the blade.
Uh-oh, Blade is out. It's hacked. It doesn't matter, though. Slashes away for 2. Looking for a 3rd. Looking for 4. Won't get it just yet on the Blade. However, the slash and dash works out. Lofi's got 3. Looking for everybody else on this team. It's a white.
The Inkling versus Ganondorf matchup is not very good for Ganondorf, but let's be honest, which matchups are? In this clip, we're going to be watching as JD from Fisher learns the hard way that you never really want to meet an Inkling off stage.
Sooner if you don't find that kill confirm or that kill or a bomb off stage like that.
That
Caduceus
bomb
edge
angle.
guarding is so good today.
Yeah, that bomb angle was beautiful.
Week 4 of ECAC Rocket League was absolutely insane. CMU and FC were tied up 0-0, but it was Gand who told FC they shall not pass game number 2.
Side of FC, they've only got one player for a moment there. They're trying to recollect, they're trying to reposition, but how do you position around a pinpoint accurate shot like this? Gand goes crossbar down for the first goal.
Adams in reverse backed the defense off with that.
Whenever I'm on the mic for Valorant, you'll often hear the line, check your corners, repeated over and over and over again. And even with me not on the mic to tell them, I have a feeling this team may have learned that lesson.
Nah, he's got to take the shot.
Take it.
Oh yeah, sounds of teammates running on through, and come on, dive! The 4K on a completely unaware trio. And it's 11-0 right now.
And those are the top 8 moments we thought deserved just a little bit more time in the spotlight of week number 4 here at ECAC. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in what ECAC has going on, we got something happening nearly every day of the week. So check us out right here. Editor, it's a challenge for you. Wink, wink. And folks, this has been all from me. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy this, and we've got plenty of weeks down the line. Can't wait to see what comes of them.
And there's so many other jobs as well that can translate out of this experience in esports. The only path is not just as a player. I think all of us are representative of jobs in esports, but it mirrors traditional sports.
And welcome back, everyone. We are ready to go with the interview of the CECC Service Academy Qualifiers winner from the Army West Point squad. The Black Knights reign supreme in perfect succession, barely dropping any rounds, not dropping a single game or a single series. And today, we get the best of the best, the one that show-stopped us all. It is not Mid-Police. Unfortunately, you know, as much as Hail Monkey Man wanted to be, it is MIB. MIB, how you doing here today after those thrilling victories?
Oh, I'm sure you can tell, but I'm feeling great. Super stoked to go down to Texas, show the world what we're about.
I mean, you guys were all about getting in there and just crushing it over the course of 6 maps. Just the 6 that you were able to play against Air Force and Navy, and then Air Force again. You guys were just monsters. You especially, young man, because you went 129, 58, 33 with 35 first bloods. That's a lot of stats. So I need to know, is this a common occurrence? You seem to be the tip of the spear of this very aggressive attack. What do you do to prepare to be just a killer like that?
I think the biggest differential in Valorant, or really whatever you do in life, is just practice and practice. So as a team, we've been taking these past couple weeks very seriously. Our coach has been giving us a stern talking to as well. But in general, we've just been preparing very aggressively for this match, just because we know of how much it means to us. And for those of you that don't know, the Service Academy rivalries are real. They're very tangible, and something we wanted to be the first ones there to show. So.
Hey, look, I'm all in when it comes to football and as well as esports, and knowing about the Commanders Cup. You guys definitely won it in this particular triad of competition. But, I mean, talk to us a little bit. There's not a lot of kind of insight for those outside looking in when it comes to the Service Academy. We know about collegiate esports, a lot of the prep, the academics, but you guys go one step further when it comes to a lot of prep, because you're prepping into that major service. Is there anything that you guys do to kind of take some of that stress off? Anything that you do to be able to make the practices even more influential for success?
The responsibility of that falls onto both our team captains, D-Song and Vibin. They've been really crucial in making sure practices are taken as seriously as possible. And on top of that, we have a breadth of coaching staff and administrative staff, which we have to thank for this. So as far as practices go, we've been ramping up our practices to 3 days a week, which is incredibly difficult given the kind of cadet life we have to adhere to. So sometimes we'll have to cut our practices short because things pop up, mandatory events pop up, all for the best of us as cadets. But it's difficult sometimes, and we just have to do our best to persevere through that and acknowledge that we are cadets, but we're also really amazing at video games on the side. So that's kind of our mantra.
Of course, you guys put on a show for us here, not dropping a single game, and I mean, I think that strict adherence really showed through. You guys were methodical in a lot of your wins. Very rarely have you really step out of line. Even when I was calling for some of those knife moments, I was like, please go knife, please go knife. It was that strict calling in the background. Because of that, you guys have made it now into the CECC finals, the Commissioner's Cup there in May. Looking forward into the future, are there any teams that you already know are qualified for that cup that you are very excited to play up against or very much respect and are looking forward to?
We haven't really done a lot of scouting of other teams right now. We've been kind of tunnel visioned on the other academies, but as far as things go, is researching the teams is something that we will be focusing on, especially our individual gameplay. Right now, we're more focused on ourselves rather than other people. I think that the counter-stratting part will come into play as it seems natural.
Of course, and I mean, you guys did that here today. Finally, though, again, you have won the entire thing this weekend, and I'm sure you want to go celebrate. Are there any final words that you would like to give, any final thoughts, or any final shout-outs that you would like to give out here today while we have you on the desk?
Nothing special. Just want to say thank you to my team, my friends, family, everyone out here supporting us, and especially the production team here at West Point. They've been super integral in all of this. So just want to say thank you to everyone.
Of course, and with that, thank you so much, MIB, for the interview, and thank you so much for the awesome games that we got to see you play. Congratulations again for taking the inaugural Service Academy qualifier.
Thank you so much, everyone.
With that, of course, we are now done here on the day. It's been phenomenal weekend for series all the way through the Navy, through the Army, and as well through the Air Force. It's been a great weekend. Hail, Monkey Man, any final thoughts, any final words, any final puns that you would like to give?
Oh, I don't have any puns left over. I'm just really excited that I know, maybe a few will pop up, but I'm actually just really proud and happy of all the service academies really showcasing that they can be able to have their focus on their service coming up, but as well as great performances. Air Force, Chair Force, you better come out and do better next time, all right? This is inaugural, means it's happening again. You have a whole year to prepare. Same thing for you, Navy. See, the midshipmen can be anything more than mid, but congratulations again over to the Army, the Black Knights. They deserve these wins today, and of course from yesterday, proving that they're ready to go and compete with some of the collegiate best in Orbital. It was a great time being able to cast with you over the past 2 days.
Of course, it was so much fun with you as well, and a huge shout out to the rest of our production team. We had Colton there, Cool Scoots, Leighton, and everyone on the same, helping us out here, making sure the production looked great here at the CECC Service Academy Qualifier. Once again, brought to you by Zip Chair and a Dream Seat, the official gaming chair for the CECC. If you are interested or need a new seat or anything of the sort, go ahead and check them out at zipchair.com. Not just that, in just a few weeks, May 6th and 7th, all the madness will continue at the Texas CECC Finals. That'll be happening at the Esports Stadium in Arlington. If you can't make it in person, go ahead and make sure to stay tuned to Esports U here on Twitch, as all the action will be covered. So many awesome faces will be there, from teams to production and so much more. Thank you so much for tuning in this weekend. My name is Orbital. With me has been Hail Monkey Man, and we'll see you all next time.
at the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup. Let's make some noise.
Oh, and it's gonna jumped into it. Corner judges go for 1, 2, dip. He needs more. And they're doing even more here.
You gotta touch the point. Mr. College walks it in. Toy Boy is gonna drop.
Knife him.
Right out in front.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, running.
https://twitter.com/Septilence. Don't put that in. I'll get in trouble. So that's worth it. Did I get too close to the camera on that one? A little bit too close? Should I back up a little bit? Okay, sorry about that. My bad. I've been awake for probably close to 32 hours. Like, I have to hold my keyboard the normal way, because if I do it, I feel like I have arthritis if I hold my keyboard like that. It blows my mind. I can never do that. This guy right here, he's got his keyboard off at an angle. His isn't that extreme. There's a kid all the way down on the far end who has his keyboard all the way at a horizontal.
That's really cool.
They're going to be at that table right over there.
Public information?
Oh, I don't know. This isn't live, so it doesn't matter.
It's not live, but you and I know.
Yeah, we know.
I'm not gonna tweet it.
Awesome. What game do you play?
Smash Bros.
Who do you play? Is it embarrassing? Is it like Villager?
Yeah.
Is it Villager? Am I spot on? Oh my god. Is it the Ice Climbers?
No.
Is it Game & Watch?
No.
Is it Pichu?
No.
Is it Wario?
No.
I can keep going. I think I can name every character in the game. Is it? Did I say the Ice Climbers already?
Yeah, you said them.
Is it them?
No.
Is it them a second time?
No.
Okay. All right. Oh, is it one of the Links?
Yes, it is.
Is it Toon Link?
It is.
Oh, that is pretty embarrassing. That is rough. Who do you play?
I'll give you $20 if you guess correctly right now.
First try? Give me a single hint.
It's an obscure character.
Obscure character.
Not played very often.
Is it Wii Fit Trainer?
Oh my god!
I'm the interviewer for a reason, baby. I do what I do. I don't need the money. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. So Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and I forgot already. Are you all lying to me? Am I being gaslit? No. Bowser Jr., Wii Fit, and you told me already. Oh, Toon Link. Yep. Where's my main support at? Who are we playing this weekend?
A lot of Brig.
A lot of Brig, really?
Brig Lucio, probably.
Brig Lucio, really? I shouldn't say that too loud. I don't want to give all your strategies. It's over-under?
What do you mean over-under?
Like, do we think we're going to podium? Do we think we're going to come in last place?
Not last place.
Not last place.
Certainly not last.
What about 5th place?
That's doable.
That's doable? That's winnable? 3rd place? That's where things get dicey?
That's very doable.
Okay.
First place? That's very doable.
First place, very doable. Love it. That's the mindset. That's what he loves to hear. Yeah. Oh my god. Hold on. Cut the cameras. Well, who are you? Hello. Oh my god. I saw you earlier. I saw the back of your shirt. And I was like, I know that name. I know him. It's a quick play game. They Q-snapped each other at land. I thought it was a scrim. It's just unlucky. Are you actually a Villager player?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Villager being notably worse in Smash Ultimate than they were in Smash 4?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know? You never played Smash 4?
No.
Oh, that's all right. Nobody's gonna hold that against you. Now, who do you play?
I play Robin.
Okay, wow. Did you know Robin has the lowest pick rate in the game?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Come on, the LEDs, it looks just like Samus.
Huh?
Do you disagree?
I guess I can see.